happened to him? What happened to Whitey?
Whitey's dead.
I know that. I saw it too. When I walked outside, all I saw was blood on his hands. And when I came outside, I was saying, Whitey, Whitey, Whitey. And there was nobody around there. Nobody. I was screaming for help. There was nobody around.
Just lies. She just lies. She's fake. She knows what she did. She knew. She made sure he was dead. Joy is the person who destroyed my life. She's the person who took away my dad. She is just a very horrible person. She repeatedly kept making threats and she kept harassing everybody. I was terrified that she would hurt me too. It's a feeling I don't want anybody to ever have to feel. It's hard.
What do you like to remember about him the most?
His laugh.
You need to stop.
It's the first time I did an interview. It's bringing up a lot of memories that I've blocked out that I like to keep hidden. I don't like to think about it and all the hurt that I went through. I was very nervous to do this show, and so were my kids. I just feel like I'm looking over my shoulder. You're always wondering, what's gonna happen? What is she gonna come up with next? Especially if she got out, I'd be waiting for something to happen. But I felt like someone had to speak up for my dad. Someone had to be there for him, to make sure people will know the truth of what kind of person she is. It's my dad at his bar, always smiling, laughing. Just a happy person, full of life. I looked up to him a lot. When he was younger, his hair was white, so they called him Whitey. He owned Whitey's bar in Sardinia. He would enter a room and everybody would be excited to see him there. You could ask anybody. Everybody loved him.
Is it hard for you to look at that picture? Do you often look at his picture? You just can't?
I've spent my weekends or any breaks I had from school or any chance I could, I was spent with my dad. He was awesome, my basketball coach.
Now you try.
And he took time out of his day to have practice with us. He loved to do it. And he was always a very devoted father.
Woo! Nice shot. Way to go, kiddo. Do it again.
I didn't get told no very often. I mean, I probably should have sometimes, but he did anything for me. If I needed anything, he got it. He always made sure I was taken care of. When I was 9 years old, my dad brought me to meet Joy. They seemed like they got along in the beginning. Then it all went downhill pretty fast. My dad and Joy were spending a lot of time together, and it moved very fast. They seemed like they were happy. Everything seemed to be going good there at the first. I think the reason they got along was because they both owned bars. She walked into Whitey's and seen him there, and she said that she wanted to be with him. That's the story I was told. When I met her for the first time, she was this tall, high energy, very loud, kind of in-your-face type of person.
Your dad tells me you're quite the basketball player.
I'm a quiet person, and I didn't like to be bothered, really. And she was just kind of like in my face, just kind of kept asking me questions.
That's so great. I'm gonna have to come see one of your games sometime.
I just had this weird feeling there was something about her that I didn't like. I felt like she was trying too hard to get me to like her or try to just push herself on me. It was weird for me. There was just something about her. I felt like she was trying to impress me way too much at that time. This is Joy and my dad on their cruise. They had just gotten married. It was one of the biggest mistakes of his life. His life went downhill after then. After they had gotten married, you see a different side of her. It was like she had put on an act in the beginning. When Dad had his back turned, she was a different person. She wanted to control everything. She didn't like him being around me for the most part.
Is it going to be like this every single weekend?
If he was around anybody but her, I felt like she was upset.
I want to spend time with my husband.
She always wanted to be the center of attention. She wanted all the attention on her. She wanted my dad all to herself. I felt like she was not happy I was around on the weekends, like all the time. I felt like she wanted more freedom on the weekends.
We can get a babysitter. It's just one night.
When she'd bring up wanting to leave and like go out to the bar or something, he would just tell her, you know, I have her this weekend, we cannot go out. I'm not gonna leave her somewhere, I'm gonna stay home with her.
Not tonight.
You could just tell by her face. She was just mad. She just wasn't saying much. I knew something was definitely wrong with her. She's very quiet, just staring you down, just this look of hate in her. I don't think my dad saw that side of her in the beginning. So one day, Joy and I went out to eat, and someone had walked by. I don't know if they gave her a weird look or something, but she kind of snapped and started going off.
What the hell is your problem?
She started yelling at him. I stayed quiet.
Look where you're going. You could have killed me.
I think I was just shocked at the time. Like, why was she mad? It just kept on going. At that point, I was just kind of ready to go back home to where my dad was.
Don't walk away from me. Get back.
It was a scary moment. I didn't understand why she was being that way. I feel like Joy had another side to her that no one knew about. I think after that incident, if she was in a mood, I stayed away. It was just better for me to stay away and be in my own little area. I remember sitting in the front room watching cartoons, and I noticed there was guns in the couch and the chair. That had never happened in the past. This was something new. I started seeing them being under the furniture, on the stands, and the cushions everywhere, in the kitchen. Then it just started happening all throughout the house. They were just laying out on the ground. They were laying up against the wall. It wasn't your typical hunting guns, like locked in a cabinet or a safe or anything like that. They were just, there was handguns, there was everything laying in there. Like especially in one of the bedrooms, they would keep a lot of them in. I kind of wondered why they were all there. After seeing the house filled with guns, there was more to the story. I knew it wasn't right. I didn't tell my mom about the guns all in the house because I think she would not let me get back. She wanted to protect me. I didn't know at the time that's what he was doing, but years later, it kind of confirmed my suspicions that him and Joy were involved in drugs. I think Joy's life was more dangerous than what we all thought. And then when they got together, his life started turning more that way. I didn't want to stay with her alone, just after all the arguments and the fights. was scared to be with her. In the beginning, when my dad and Joy got together, everything was good, but things quickly took a turn.
What are you thinking?
And one day, my uncle was very serious with the conversation with my dad. You could tell it was a very serious conversation going on between them.
She's a problem.
You don't know her.
I seen my uncle telling my dad that he needed to stay away from Joy. She wasn't a very good person, that she was going to bring him down. I did feel better that someone else was realizing that there was issues with the relationship. I mean, I had been worried about him for a while now. But I thought maybe that he would open his eyes up and get away from her.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
I should have listened to anybody that had told him about her and to stay away. Now looking back, I wish I had told him and not just been trying to protect him because I wanted him to be happy. I wish I had told him what I was feeling. The reason I didn't say much to my dad was because I was scared of her.
Did Whitey ever get you in front of you?
Yeah. He's on. No.
Give me an example of what he did.
He had a pretty bad temper when he would drink, and when he would come to pick me up or something like that, he was all the time ranting and raving and screaming that I was going out with him and stuff like that.
She's saying that my dad hit her. I never saw my dad be physical towards her. She couldn't give him examples. It was like she was just trying to make them up. She didn't know if they would see, anybody would see my dad hit her. Because it didn't happen. The way she was acting was describing her personality, not his. I never remember him yelling at her. I always remember him trying to get her to stop. And if she didn't, he would always try to leave. I never seen him hurt anybody, especially he wouldn't hurt her. I mean, she raised her fist to me. He still didn't touch her. Makes me angry. She's trying to paint him as a bad person because he wasn't. She's describing herself. Anybody that knew him knows that was not my dad. Things were getting worse between them. The fighting was getting out of control, just with her yelling at him nonstop.
What about me, huh? What about my needs?
Just calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
I realized that lifestyle was definitely not normal for the way the fights were going on, the controlling issues, just everything in general. And their whole life was just not right.
You always have to be the hero.
He didn't want me to see them fighting. He always tried to keep the peace. He didn't want me to ever see that anything was wrong.
Not in front of her.
One of the first times I remember her being physical, my dad was going to my grandma's house to help her, and Joy did not like my dad going there to help her. And she was mad and was attacking him.
You're not leaving this house.
She ripped his shirt off.
No! Get off of me!
I think she was mad because she was controlling. She wanted to make sure he was right there beside her at all times. You could tell he was stressed out. He was upset. You could see it on my dad's face that, he wasn't happy and that things were just different with him. Made me feel sad. I didn't like seeing him feeling down like that. I just kept it all to myself, mostly like all my emotions about everything I kept to myself. So I didn't want no one knowing. I wanted to make sure I could still go on the weekends and see him, and I figured if I just didn't say nothing, things would get better. I just remember sitting in my grandma's living room, and he was on the phone, and his shirt was actually laying on the couch behind him, and she kept calling repeatedly.
You need to stop.
And she didn't stop. She just kept calling and calling and calling. You could tell he was aggravated.
Stop calling.
But she wouldn't stop. He would just try to talk to her to her to get her to stop yelling and screaming. But I think that just made her worse. And he finally just wouldn't answer the phone. I think she was getting aggravated because it just kept ringing and ringing, and I think they finally just took it off the hook. I never experienced anything like that. I know my grandmother never experienced anything like that. Just seeing how it affected, his brothers, his mom, friends. She tore my family apart. I've asked myself many times what my dad seen in her. She was a bad influence in his life because his life completely changed when she came into the picture. One night I was at my dad and Joy's house. It was late at night. There was a knock on the door. When I woke up, I woke up from the commotion downstairs. I could hear something was going on.
What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
And I just remember walking down the stairs and I asked what was going on. They just wanted to get back to bed. There was nothing going on. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what it was. I just went back up to my room and just stay away. That moment was very scary for me. I was terrified. And to come to find out later, when I asked questions about it, I said someone had just knocked on the door and that they had left when they got to the door. It always makes me wonder, was someone at the door that night to hurt him then? And then the person at the door hears everybody up and, realizes there's a house full of people, or if he just got scared and took off. I always thought that maybe she was planning to kill my dad that night.
Well, the thing of it is, from all appearance, this probably happened when he pulled in.
So it's in there waiting for him.
That's a possibility. That's something we're
That's
looking
what it looks like. Everybody in the whole world hates him.
Excuse me?
Everybody in the whole world hates him.
She's saying in that video that everybody hated my dad. She was completely lying. It was the other way around, that everybody loved him and no one knew why he married her. I mean, the stories you hear that, he'd be out playing pool and he would buy rounds of drinks for everybody. I don't think I ever met anybody who tried to argue with him besides her. I think she said it because she was trying to make it look like he was hated. There was reason for someone to kill him. She didn't want any blame on her. It just shows you what type of person she was. One day I remember they had a huge argument. They were fighting, but I don't remember what they were fighting about. I just remember she was just screaming and she just looked so mad.
Get back here. What are you doing?
I felt like she was just filled with anger.
Don't you walk away from me.
We got in the vehicle, but the vehicle wouldn't start. After my dad locked the doors, she picked up a stick or some kind of piece of wood and started hitting the vehicle and trying to break the windows. She was hitting the vehicle and just acting crazy. I kept leaning over towards the driver's seat to get out, like I was afraid she was going to break the window. And my dad was grabbing a hold of me to pull me over toward the driver's seat.
Come on!
I thought she was going to get in the vehicle and hurt me or him.
Get in there!
In that moment, I just wanted her to stop screaming and just hitting the vehicle. I didn't know what she was going to do or what happened if she did get in the vehicle. I remember her screaming and just hate in her eyes, this black, dark look. My dad was scared and I could tell he was frustrated. He wanted her just to stop. She was just going around the vehicle, hitting the vehicle. When he got out,
Come on, Whitey!
she was reaching across, trying to get the keys out.
Give me the keys. Give me the keys,
I
Whitey.
remember grabbing the keys, so I didn't want her to have them.
Enough!
Because I wanted to get away from her.
Get off me!
I was scared, terrified of her.
Okay. How about the next time you ever heard anybody make any threats?
It was during Christmas Eve.
What'd she say to you?
That your dad was going to be killed or something like that.
That was me talking to the investigators. I would have been 11 years old. It's hard because I don't really remember being being questioned about it. And it sounds like I was scared. It shows you she's crazy. She doesn't care for anybody else but herself. And if she would have hurt a child or yelled at a child who wasn't doing anything, she had some serious issues. I should have a good memory of Christmas with him, and I don't. I just remember sitting in my grandma's living room and her calling nonstop, just harassing him. And the threats are getting worse. She threatened him all the time.
Hello?
She told me that she was going to have my dad killed.
Tell your father he's a dead man.
That moment was very scary for me. I was terrified of her. I hung up on her. No kid should have to listen to someone threaten to kill their father on Christmas Eve. I didn't think he thought his wife would have him killed. That she was just threatening him because she was mad. In January 1997, they were getting along well. Everything seemed to be going better between them. They were going to work on things. She seemed to be acting better. He seemed to be happy. Like, it was nice to actually not have to listen to them fight. They were looking to buy a house together, closer to the bars. Joy was the one showing me a lot of the house. Like, she was showing me, like, look at this. This is going to be your room. And they said they were going to buy the house. And they seemed happy that day. I was excited because, you know, they were getting this house. It was closer to everybody. Like, it was just down the road from everything. And then that Sunday evening, we said, bye, I love you. See you tomorrow at basketball practice. He was just happy. He was happy. He was laughing. Everything was just normal. Looking back, I think she was being fake that day. I think it was an all an act. Because I felt like she knew something was going to happen. She was going to do something soon. My dad kept saying, just always remember, if something ever happens to me, how much I love you. That's what I remember him telling me that. And I kept thinking, why is he saying this? Like, why does he keep telling me this? I have a family now. He should be here to see him. I wish I had told my father the feelings I had towards her. I think maybe it would have opened up his eyes a little bit more. It's not fair because she's taken everything away from me. You don't want someone to come in your life and destroy it like she destroyed mine. So the next day, I went to school that morning, and my grandma's house was right down the street from where I went to school at. I could see her house from the school. I looked down to see if my dad was down at my grandma's, because usually he goes and checks on her. And I noticed his car wasn't there. And a few minutes later, the staff had came out to get me, and my grandmother was there to pick me up. And it looks like she's crying. I remember her telling me that he had been killed. I just remember screaming. I asked if she was involved. And I don't remember much after that.
What did you know at that moment about what had happened to your dad?
That he had been killed at her bar. And I wanted to know who did it. Like, I wanted to make sure they had the person that did it. And they said they did.
What would he do with his receipts down the bar? Would he normally bring them with him?
Yeah, because he made deposits on Mondays for the weekend.
Okay, where would he carry that?
Into his jacket pocket.
Any idea how much he'd normally have?
We both carry between 1,000 and 2,000 in our wallets. Just because we constantly want to get people out of jail for DUIs.
It was Joy saying that my dad carried cash in his jacket pockets and that the reason they carry that much cash in their wallets is because they got people out of jail for DUIs. And I've never once heard that or heard my dad mention that.
I mean, you look like you don't believe that at all.
I do not. When they arrested Carl, he had my dad's wallet.
A billfold belonging to who we believe may be the victim in this, a Donald Ray Hoop.
My dad was always known to carry large sums of cash on him. I always noticed, like, when he was getting ready in the mornings, his wallet laying on the stand, and he would always have large sums of cash in there. They carried a large sum of cash on them because they both were involved in drugs. I didn't know at the time that's what he was doing, but years later, you know, it was obvious why he had so much cash on him. When I was younger, I didn't think him carrying around that amount of money was an issue. When you do look back, you know, that's not usually the case. It's usually not the normal thing to do. I knew something wasn't right. I said there was more to it. Is that Carl, when he first did it? I don't remember him hardly. It was so long ago.
Yep, it's Carl's booking photo from 1997.
Way in such a horrible way. Like he didn't think twice about it. The first time I saw her after that was at the visitation. And I knew something wasn't right. When I went to my dad's visitation, she had a closed casket. No one was allowed to see him. She was running around the funeral home, chatting it up with everybody, acting like she was on the life of a party. It's not normal, very unusual. Why would you laugh and be carried on at your husband's funeral? But she didn't even stay by the casket. She kept running around the whole funeral home. And I was sitting there crying, and I was like, why is she so happy? Why is she laughing and carrying on? Why is she not crying? I didn't understand why someone would be acting that way. They just lost their husband. I was pretty sure then that she did something, because why would you be laughing and acting like everything's fine at your husband's funeral? Joy was being extra nice. Like, it was weird. Like, why was she being this nice to me? I pretended to be nice to Joy because I was afraid of her. I was afraid she was going to hurt me, too. I think if she thought she showed interest in me, it would make her look a lot better. She'd rather keep putting on a good act to make sure I thought she was not guilty. We had a basketball game. She came to the basketball game. She was very quiet, wasn't saying much. After the game, she talked to me outside.
Hi. Can I speak to you for a sec?
I just didn't understand why she was there.
Yeah.
She didn't come before, why now? She acted very nervous when we were talking, like something was bothering her. She's like, I would never hurt your dad.
You know I loved your father.
And she was asked, she's like, do you think I would hurt your dad?
I'm not capable of harming him.
She was just staring at me to see my reaction. She was questioning me a lot. I felt like she was trying to get a lot of information out of me. And it kind of worried me as to why she wanted that information. She wanted to make sure she made the point clear that she would not do anything.
Right?
I felt like it was a tense moment. She's very serious, wanted to make sure I understood. I was just agreeing with her just so she would stop, so she wouldn't suspect anything. I don't think at the time she thought I was thinking that. I think she was willing to do whatever it took to make sure everybody thought she was not involved.
Okay. Good. Good.
She'd rather keep putting on a good act to make sure I thought she was not guilty. I knew then that she had something to do with it. When I found out she got arrested, it was a sense of relief and hope that something would be done. I needed to hear what Joy's part was in it, to know all the details of what happened much as possible, just so I could have some sense of what happened that night. That was my dad. You know, he wasn't mean to her. I mean, what reason did she have to hurt him?
What I need to know now is what you guys were talking about that night. That precipitated this. What put this thought into Carl's head?
I don't remember the conversation being that much about killing Whitey. It was just, I was very angry and I said, I'd like to kill him. In a very joking, I want to stress joking manner. I may have said, why don't you kill him?
She was joking. No, she wasn't joking. She's struggling to be honest about what really happened that night. I think she wanted him dead for a while.
Why do you think Joy did this?
They were fighting and her anger got the best of her. She thought she could make it look like he was robbed because he had a large amount of cash on him and there would be no suspicions that she was planning on killing my dad. Joy was setting both my father and Carl up. She wanted to make sure Carl had a reason to kill my father. There was money in his wallet. He could have the money and go on, and she wouldn't be looked at as like she had something to do with it. The only thing that he was offered was what cash was in my dad's wallet. They said during the trial that Joy had kept repeatedly calling Whitey's bar to get my dad to go to her bar to pick her up. And they had been fighting, and she wanted him to hurry up and get to her bar. My dad pulled into her bar, and then Carl was waiting on him in the parking lot. Carl told me all the steps that had happened that night. He shot him the first time. Then my dad got out and they had fought, and then my dad had fallen to the ground. After my dad had fallen, the gun had jammed. He walked inside the bar, inside the doorway, and she was there. She got the gun and unjammed it. And that's when Carl shot him the second time. I remember being called and told he received the death penalty, and I was just relieved. Carl said that he was on drugs and alcohol that night. If he was in the right frame of mind, he wouldn't have done it. Carl was a pawn in her game that she had, but it does not give him an excuse to get off death row. He did it. He's the one that killed him. She used Carl every way possible to get what she wanted, and she thought she'd be free of it all. Joy got 25 years to life with a chance of parole. I didn't think it was fair. I feel like she should spend the rest of her life in there. I don't think she should ever have a chance of parole. Joy is as much as to blame as Carl is. I think Joy thought she would get away with it, that they both would get away with it, with having Carl rob him. And she thought she would be done and there would be no more reason for anybody to look into it. When I met with Joy, I asked her why she did it, and she said that she didn't plan it. She didn't want him dead. It got blown out of proportion. Things got way out of hand. It's not what it seems. And I wanted to hear her say, I'm sorry for my part, or take some responsibility for it. And she never did. I've never heard her say I'm sorry. I don't think she ever will.
What do you think her reason was for coming to that meeting?
I think Joy wanted me to believe she was innocent, like it was Carl's plan to do it. I'll never believe. I feel like she should be in there for the rest of her life. I don't think it'll ever be justice as long as she has a chance of being paroled. Because she's just as much as blame as he is. One day she could be out, and I could see her out somewhere. And that's a very scary thought, to see her out somewhere. She's someone who has made me look over my shoulder since I was 10 years old, who took away my father, and will never admit her wrongdoing. That explains who she is. She's a very evil person.
In the gritty heart of a gangster city, a young boy can dream of power or fall into a trap that steals his future. Julio Cesar Almanza, known as JC, grew up on Chicago's South Side, craving respect and belonging. But his choices led him to a world of drugs, cartels, and prison. This is the story of a dreamer, a smuggler, and a survivor who fought to reclaim his soul. From the violent streets of Chicago to the narco-controlled ranches of Mexico, from the horrors of a Mexican prison to the quiet redemption of mentorship, JC's journey poses a haunting question. Can a man escape the chaos of his past, or will it forever define him? Join us as we unravel the life of Julio Cesar Almanza, a tale of ambition, addiction, and renewal.
A stolen childhood.
In Chicago's South Side, where sirens wailed and gunfire was a daily rhythm, Julio Cesar Almanza, known as JC, was born in 1977. It was dangerous, he later recalled, his voice heavy with memory. Shootings every day, heads blown off. I thought chaos was normal. Growing up with little parental supervision, JC roamed the streets, a boy without a curfew. My childhood was stolen, he said. His parents, struggling to survive, offered love but little guidance. I was always running wild, he admitted. The gang members in his neighborhood were his heroes. Their swagger, their clothes, the respect they commanded, it called to him. I wanted what they had, he said, to belong. At 13, they noticed him, a kid always on the streets. They made me feel accepted, he said. He started small, delivering dime bags of weed. I knew it was wrong, he said, but I didn't care. It felt good. The pat on the back was worth the risk. JC Almanza was a boy lost in a world of violence, seeking family in the streets. In Chicago's chaos, he dreamed of power and respect. But dreams can lead to dark paths when the wrong mentors beckon. For JC, that call came at 17, and it would change his life forever. By 1993, at nearly 17, JC was deep in gang life. Education was a distant memory, survival was his focus. "I didn't think I'd live past 21, he said. Selling drugs, dodging bullets, he craved more, respect, power, a name. One day, Valerie, the girlfriend of his gang's boss, approached. "Drive to Mexico, pick up weed, bring it back," she said. "You in?" JC's eyes lit up. 100%, he replied, not asking the pay. "I thought I'd be Chicago's biggest drug lord," he said, cocky and unafraid.
The road to Mexico.
The next morning, JC was electric with excitement. "I was ready," he said. Valerie explained the plan. 40 kilos of marijuana hidden in the gas tank. "It's a big tank," she said. "No one'll know." JC jumped into the car, Chicago shrinking in his rearview mirror. "I felt like a man," he said, taking control. The drive to Agua Prieta, Mexico was a thrill, the open road a stepping stone to greatness. He arrived in a narco-controlled town, AK-47s visible on every corner. "I knew I was in the right place," he said. At a hotel, he waited as instructed. A knock came. Cicero, a tall, hard-eyed Mexican. "We're modifying the car," Cicero said. "Stay put." JC nodded, eager to prove himself. "He thought I was just some punk," JC said. "I wanted to show him I was more." For a boy from Chicago, Mexico was a dangerous new world, a place where ambition could make or break him. JC saw opportunity, but the narcos saw a pawn. He thought he was rising, but the game was just beginning. At Cicero's ranch, JC watched the operation. Marijuana grown, cut, dried, compacted into bricks, dipped in oil to mask the smell, and welded into the gas tank. "It was amazing," he said. "I wanted to learn it all." The car was ready, clean and odorless. Cicero warned of dangers, rival cartels, corrupt cops, death. "Be careful," he said. JC drove off, heart racing but head high.
The first crossing.
The drive back was nerve-wracking. At the border, police and military patrolled, dogs sniffing. JC gripped the wheel, paranoia creeping in. "I thought everyone knew," he said. A cop with a dog approached, and his stomach churned. "I'm done," he thought. But the cop stepped away, waving him through. Relief flooded him. At the U.S. crossing, an agent checked his ID. "Have a nice day," the agent said. JC's smile grew as Chicago's skyline reappeared. "I felt like Tony Montana," he said, counting $12,000. "I want to go again," he told Valerie. JC Almanza tasted power, but it was a dangerous high. The money and thrill pulled him deeper, blinding him to the risks. He thought he was a king, but the narcos held the crown. The real cost was coming. The runs became routine. Every month, JC drove to Mexico, the border agents waving him by. Cicero warmed to him, treating him like family. "You're gonna make moves," Cicero said. JC's ego soared. At parties, Cicero offered coca lavada, pure cocaine. "It was like being Superman," JC said. The drug became his coffee, his habit growing with his money. "I was hiding cash in shoe boxes," he said. "A 17-year-old with too much."
The descent into addiction.
Cocaine changed JC. It started as a boost, he said. Then it was a crutch. By his 7th run, he was sloppy, using cocaine and drinking while driving. I thought I was invincible, he said. At Cicero's ranch, he pushed for the car faster. I had bags under my eyes, he said. Cicero noticed. Stay here, clean up, he urged. JC refused. I want to get back, make more money, he said. Cicero handed him the keys, trusting him. Big mistake, JC said later. Driving back, high and reckless, JC approached the border. The checkpoint looked different, military, not police, with high-caliber weapons. Something's off, he thought, nose running from cocaine. A soldier questioned his paranoia. I'm scared of cops, JC stammered. The soldier ordered the car onto a ramp. As screws came off the gas tank, JC's stomach turned. The drugs were found. Who do you work for? They shouted. JC lied. Personal use. A punch to his face silenced him. In that moment, JC Almanza's dreams of power turned to ash. 40 kilos of marijuana hidden in his car became his prison. The narcos world had claimed him, and a new nightmare was about to begin.
The Fall.
Driven to a small police station, JC called Cicero. You got caught by the military, Cicero said, voice cold. We can't pay them off. Don't call again. Betrayal hit hard. They said they'd always have my back, JC said. It was all lies. Transferred to a Mexican prison, reality sank in. I'd heard it was bad, he said. It was worse. Torture, lynchings, and violence were daily. Inmates eyed his belongings. When their leader demanded his shoes, JC snapped. Not your size. An ice pick stabbed his back, piercing his lung. I passed out, he said, waking in the infirmary, blood filling his chest. In that Mexican prison, JC Almanza faced a crucible of pain and fear. The gang life he'd chased had betrayed him, leaving him broken. But even in hell, a spark of survival can ignite. For JC, that spark came from an unexpected ally.
Hell behind bars.
In the infirmary, a narco named El Gordo approached. Cicero's my wife's cousin, he said. We got your back. As the prison boss, El Gordo moved JC to the money side. Clean cells, hot water, protection. I felt safe, JC said, but protection had a price. El Gordo made him sell cocaine. No free rides, JC said. He witnessed horrors. A pedophile beaten with pipes, impaled with a broom. I wanted to vomit, he said, but they laughed. His sentence, 15 years. I was screwed, he said, sinking into depression. JC's addiction worsened. I was using all day, he said. El Gordo gave him ounces to sell. But JC used more than he sold, owing $7,000. You disrespected me, El Gordo said, banishing him to Unit 2, the poor side. He'll die there, El Gordo said. Unit 2 was filthy. Boogers, bedbugs, rats. It was disgusting, JC said. His craving consumed him, and he inhaled paint thinner with others. I was a zombie, he said. I'd become the guy I used to call garbage. In Unit 2, JC Almanza hit rock bottom. The boy who dreamed of being a drug lord was now an addict, lost in a prison's filth. He thought he had nothing left. But even in the darkest place, humanity can shine through.
The spark of hope.
Depression consumed JC. I didn't care anymore, he said. He considered ending it, eyeing a strip of tape. But he couldn't. Inmates in Unit 2 noticed his decline, sharing food, checking on him. They saved me, he said, guilt flooding for how he'd treated them. I was ashamed. One day, a U.S. consulate worker visited, handing him a transfer date, 6 months to a U.S. prison. That paper saved my life, he said. Hope reignited. I saw light at the end of the tunnel, he said. In the heart of hell, J.C. Almanza found a lifeline. The kindness of strangers and a promise of freedom gave him strength, but the road to redemption was long and his battle was far from over. The final 6 months flew by. When the consul arrived, J.C. couldn't leave fast enough. I'd waited 4 years, he said, laughing. I wanted home.
The cycle continues.
Back in Chicago, J.C. vowed change but found no jobs. No one hires a felon, he said. Desperate, he returned to selling drugs. It's all I knew, he said. Prison became a revolving door. His 20s and 30s vanished. I thought I'd die in there, he said. Seeing old inmates never leaving hit hard. I didn't want that, he said. A spark lit up. He started working out. 500 push-ups, 500 pull-ups daily. It became my addiction, he said. He mentored younger inmates, teaching them respect. I wanted to give them what I didn't have, he said. J.C. Almanza found purpose in helping others, a flicker of the boy he'd been. He couldn't erase his past, but he could shape his future. As he left prison, he carried a vow to break the cycle and make a difference.
A new mission.
J.C. joined Growing Up Strong, a Chicago organization offering mentorship and fitness training to at-risk youth. Kids need love, not gangs, he said. He worked with teens, sharing his story. It's never too late, he told them. His dream? A community center on 26th Street, his old neighborhood. I want to give kids a fighting chance, he said. His life was simple but full.
I started wrong, he said, but I'm living right now.
Julio Cesar Almanza is a paradox. A boy who chased power. A smuggler who lost himself. A mentor who found redemption. His story challenges us. Can we judge a man by his worst mistakes, or by the lives he changes? J.C. found his answer in the kids he guides, the community he builds, and the man he's become. As we leave him, one question lingers. Are we ready to forgive J.C. Almanza? That's for you to decide. For J.C., the journey continues, one step toward redemption at a time.